Ready for flight in a matter of seconds. Each moment counts when trying to save a life. That's where this drone comes into play.
Today, drones have widespread application in many industries. Think home deliveries, policing, and even potentially community health monitoring. In 2013, they were credited as the world's first small unmanned aircraft system to save a person's life.
And that drone now sits today in the Smithsonian.
This video is sponsored content. Please read the full disclosure at the end of this video.
Change and disrupting the status quo is what drives many entrepreneurs. Some are keen to be at the helm of ideas that may bring about new products and even a new way of life, while others stand in position, ready to capitalize on the impact of change. Today I'll be speaking with entrepreneur 𝘾𝙬𝙉𝙏, who has spent a career transforming a diverse collection of high potential ideas into revolutionary companies. He is also a popular motivational speaker on topics ranging from technology to culture and overcoming adversity. Topical matters for any entrepreneur. Cam currently serves as CEO of Draganfly, a company with more than 20 years of drone innovation experience. Draganfly has a legacy of leading the professional drone industry. In 1999, they released the first commercialized quad-rotor UAV. In 2013, they were credited as the world's first small unmanned aircraft system to save a person's life, and it became the first company to have multiple UAV systems deemed Transport Canada compliant. Today, drones have widespread application in many industries and appear poised to take off in many others that even a few years ago seemed impossible. Think home deliveries, policing, and even potentially community health monitoring. Research Dive released a report in April of 2021 confirming that the global UAV drone market is projected to experience outstanding growth in the upcoming years. According to the report, the UAV drone market is expected to surpass $55.65 billion in the next 6 years, growing at a CAGR of approximately 20% between 2020 and 2027. Similarly, in the drone camera market, Allied Market Research forecasts growth in the space from $3.3 billion in 2019 to $25.4 billion by 2027, witnessing a CAGR of 29.9%. Today, Cam and I will be discussing all things drones, his company Draganfly, and future applications within this rapidly expanding industry. Cam, it's great to be with you. As you know, there's thousands of drone companies all over the world. They're all trying to carve out their own niche in the marketplace. When I think about Draganfly, I see a company breaking boundaries, looking to enter new markets. Can you give us the high-level pitch on Draganfly and the company as it stands today?
We've been manufacturing drones since the late 90s. We were the first company to actually commercialize a quadcopter, the first company to put cameras on quadcopters, infrared on quadcopter. The list just goes on and on and on. And what strategically differentiates Draganfly, quite frankly, is the legacy of our experience and how we're able to transform that today into being a solution provider for the entire industry. So where a lot of companies have to find very specific niches to be able to play in, to have impact and be really good at, we're actually in a position and have the ability, because we do design, manufacturing, we have an extensive patent portfolio, we have incredible subject matter expertise across various industries. We're actually able to provide solutions for the entire drone industry and then specialize in verticals as well.
Let's talk about your core offerings for a moment. If you had to choose 3 verticals, what would they be and what solutions do they provide the marketplace?
Our primary revenue is derived from 3 core areas. First is contract engineering, where we do work mostly for military contractors on highly specialized products. Second is services and product development, where we actually have a full product line and we have a full range of flight services that we provide to our large customer base. And third would be data management and data analysis of the data that we collect from our services.
So specifically when we look at revenue streams, how does that break down? When you talk about these verticals, where's the revenue coming from today?
Our primary vertical right now has been public safety. So that's traditionally where we come from. So that would be emergency services, police, border patrol. We've sold over 9,000 units to public safety organizations throughout North America. The other area that's really growing for us right now is what I would still call public safety, but it's in health services. So that's taking our vital intelligence technology and being able to apply it on drones so that it can provide public safety services. The next area that's really big and growing for all drone companies today, but in particular for us, is delivery, whereby we provide technology services and/or drones themselves for the delivery industry.
The drone market as a whole is exploding, but the drone camera market is growing even faster. Why do you think that is?
Drones are really all about data, and the primary sensor to collect data is a camera. And now with AI, you can do so many things with the images that you collect. And those cameras, whether they're hyperspectral or whether they're infrared or whether they're, photonic or whatever the case is, the data that you can collect from them is just incredible. And that's why that market is growing so fast.
Is Draganfly a data company?
The reason that we focus on sensors, camera sensors and AI so deeply is because when we come up with a unique solution, ultimately that data is what allows us to provide our customers with a competitive advantage over their competitors.
I'm personally very interested in vital intelligence. Can you talk about what role that's going to play for the company?
It was born out of a requirement by public safety to be able to use AI and a camera sensor to determine mask wearing, social distancing, and heart rate, respiratory rate, and things like that. But where it's going to today is, if you will imagine, a drone being the first responder at an EMS scene. And as it's bringing in that emergency equipment, right, before even trucks can get there, or it's coming into a disaster zone where there's survivors, but you can't get boots on the ground yet. And that drone is bringing that equipment in. At the same time, it's taking the vital signs of all of the survivors on the ground. It's determining who's alive, who needs triage, where do we need to put our resources to best serve the people in danger. That's the future of VI on drones.
From a privacy standpoint, do you think there's maybe any issues with drones flying around, monitoring people's vital signs from above, that kind of thing?
So if you look at the privacy construct in North America, you have to have consent, right? Or you have to have special orders, and you have to have, so personally, I'm not worried about it. And Draganfly has worked with public safety long enough to know that they're more concerned about privacy than the average person.
Currently, one of your revenue streams is disinfecting stadiums and arenas. How does that work, and how do you see that progressing?
On our drone spraying division, like anything that we do, we try to do it in a way that gives us a competitive advantage. So we actually helped construct a spray that provides 20-hour plus protection. So it not just kills all the pathogens, but it prevents them actually from being spread in an area. So it can give something like a stadium or a public event the opportunity to not become a super spreader event.
Post-pandemic, as we move on, do you see this application being useful?
Organizations cannot get caught flat-footed again. So the top organizations in the world, we see them actually ramping up their spraying services. Certainly, every single smaller business doing it, maybe not, but the top organizations that have an ROI with a view against that, 100% they're doing this.
Are there any other uses other than the stadiums and arenas?
If you look at the agricultural applications, if you look at the industrial applications, that's really where that whole spraying market is going. And again, that's everything from de-icing windmills to applying lubricants on road building. And so, so our spraying division is not tied to or centric around the current pandemic.
So you guys recently announced an exclusive and strategic partnership with 𝘔𝙊𝙐𝙍's K-12 education program. What's the story on that?
Amazing, amazing man. And what this guy did for computers, we think he can help us do for drones. If we think about a computer on every single desktop, which has now been far exceeded, we think about drones in the exact same way. So being able to work with 𝘔𝙊𝙐𝙍 on his education initiative, being able to have had 𝘔𝙊𝙐𝙍 choose us to work with him on his education initiatives, that's the real implication of this partnership.
The NASDAQ, how meaningful is that?
Well, the management team that we're with has had the very good fortune of having grown not one or not two, but more companies than that, from small public company startups through to nationally listed companies. And it's a grind, it's a lot of work. And when you get to the spot where you've earned to be a nationally listed company on NASDAQ, for example, you now have an audience that's at least 10 times the size that you had before. And that's what we're really excited about. I mean, we're backing it up with customers and we're bringing our A game.
Okay, let's talk valuation for a moment. The company's sitting at about 115 million market cap, $1.50, $1.60 a share. You've come off from above $4 earlier in the year. What do you think needs to happen for a potential re-rate to occur?
Two primary things. Those two things are listing on NASDAQ so we have a bigger audience and where investors can have confidence that we're the real deal. And the second thing we need to do is we just need to announce customers. We just need to do what we've done for 20 years and now we're accelerating. Customers, customers, customers.
Cam, it's been an honor to speak with you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you for your time.
Over the years, Draganfly has been recognized for its innovation within the drone industry. The global UAV drone market is expected to grow at an impressive clip over the next 5 years, and the company already has several revenue streams across various verticals. Furthermore, the data Draganfly collects may be of substantial value in the future. Led by 𝘾𝙬𝙉𝙏, Draganfly aims to capitalize on the continually evolving adoption of drones across many industries. Like this video and subscribe to never miss another adventure.